I've become increasingly convinced that the Tesla Model Y is currently the best electric family car available. And after some extensive test driving with a family of five, it's the only one that offers the space and the practicality combined with acceptable efficiency to make it an all-round good package. I'm not saying it is the best car overall because it lacks quite a bit of refinement that you can find in things like the Ioniq 5, especially the noise and the harshness, etc. But anyway, the question I want to pose today is, when will a Tesla Model Y become a 20 grand car? Because right now, if you look on Tesla's website and you look at their certified pre-owned stuff, it's starting from 35 grand. If you flick over to Auto Trader, you can see them starting from 30 grand now, just dipping below 30 grand. And you've got vehicles that are 1 to 2 years old with anywhere between 30 and 50,000 miles on there. At the moment, Tesla's got a promotion, 0% finance. It could be tempting. For example, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, I've got that on the screen. So just a bog standard rear wheel drive one, no options at all. And you could put down a 10% deposit because it seems silly to put down any more when it's 0%. You can spread it over 60 months, so spread it over 5 years, and then it's £750 per month. And Tesla always puts a little savings thing there depending on how much fuel you are going to be using and potentially going to be saving. So there's a few reasons why I think the prices of a Tesla Model Y are going to drop considerably, and what the reasons why I'm holding off and going to wait for now, because as you know, I'm quite averse to finance for several reasons. But if we just start here, the best-selling cars of 2022. The Tesla Model Y was the third best-selling car, 35,551. It was just pipped by the Vauxhall Corsa. So you can see in 2022, that was the year that the Tesla Model Y was released. It was a new model to the UK. It was very popular, beating out the most popular vehicles from Mini and Ford, and only just being beaten by Vauxhall, and of course the ever-popular Nissan Qashqai wasn't that far ahead. So we're going to soon be having a lot of these vehicles because the vast majority of these were not bought with cash and are not going to be held on by those people for years and years to come. 2023 paints a very similar picture, also in the 35,000 range, and it looks like 2024, from the early figures I can see, it looks like the Tesla Model Y sales are outperforming once again. So if we have a little look at how many left, it can show us that so far in 2024, we are here only in August, and look how many new 2024 Tesla Model Ys are being registered. These are the cumulative figures. So you can see that we've jumped up 15k of the rear-wheel drive between 2022. That wasn't available. The rear-wheel drive only wasn't available when they first launched the vehicle, so I had a bit of catching up to do compared to the long-range all-wheel drive. You can see not many performance models registered so far this year, and you can see we've gone up by 3k. But this only shows a small part of the picture. If we have a little look at the finance options here, if I go to personal contract hire, Tesla offers it as a 2-year deal. So that means already the vehicles that were registered in 2022 here, 30,000 long-range ones and 3,500 rear-wheel drive ones, and then the performance ones, those potentially could all be coming off personal contract hire or lease deal. Business contract hire is showing that at the moment they've got it as a 4-year deal, but you can actually adjust this for a 3-year deal or for a 2-year deal. All that is to say that the vast majority of the vehicles will be coming back off their leases in the next 12 months. These vehicles will be, from the initial amount that were registered, they will be on 2 to 3 year leases, generally speaking. Not many People will typically opt for a 4-year lease deal, and a lot of these will start flooding the market, and we are starting to see that already. You can see that from the trends on Auto Trader, for example. If you had looked 6 months ago, you would have seen 100 less Model Ys than there are now. So it would have been 200 and something, and now we're up at 386. And if you keep looking, you'll keep seeing that number trickling up, and ultimately it will be a supply and demand economy, that the supply is going to outpace the demand, and we're going to see the prices continue to tumble. So if I then take a quick look, at the moment we're looking at 30 to 50,000 miles, 1 to 2 year old Model Ys. They're at 30 grand. Let's have a little look, for example, at the Tesla Model 3. And let's see how that compares. A model that we've got more data on, there's more available. Let me just change the age here, bring that into line. Let's just say that, for example, we've got much higher mileage there. Let's cap the mileage. That will do. And we can see straight away that an equivalent Model 3, yes, a Model 3 is a slightly cheaper car to a Model Y, so there's not a direct equivalence here, but we can see where the Tesla Model 3 has kind of saturated the market, that the Model Y is massively outselling the Model 3 now. But the Model 3, the demand has dropped, but the supply has continued to increase. A lot of people who were in Model 3s have gone into Model Ys as well. So we can see that knock-on effect. And now it looks like you can get yourself a very, very tidy Model 3 and kind of have your choice of them for around 20 grand with a bit of negotiation. You could get yourself a very nice one. Standard range, also I saw there were some long range ones, but it looks like right now they're all standard range, rear wheel drive only, that have come up on this page. But what do you think? Am I making the smart choice by holding off? A couple of people that I know, that I've chatted to, they say it's a no-brainer to go for the Tesla finance at the moment. It's 0%, and you can put in a tiny down payment. Can you reduce that down to £1? Oh yeah, you can. We could put a £1 down payment on a 45 grand Tesla. The other thing to bear in mind as well is I don't know exactly if this will have an effect, or how much of an effect it will have, but from next year, all electric vehicles, well, I say all of them, I think all of them registered after 2016 or 2017, that will include all of these Teslas anyway, will be liable to pay road tax. They will no longer be road tax free. I believe it would be £190 for the Model Ys that are registered 2022, 2023 and 2024, but any that are registered from next year onwards, because the cost of the vehicle is over 40 grand, there'll be something like a £400 additional surcharge for a premium vehicle. So the road tax will be in the region of £600 per year going forward for any new Model Ys registered after 2025. Do you think that will make a difference? Bearing in mind that most of these vehicles are going onto fleets, and their company vehicles and their lease vehicles. Do you think that people are factoring that in? Do you think people are going to hold on to these older Teslas? Is it going to make them more valuable? I don't know. In coming videos, I'm probably going to talk you through some of my perspective and my opinion of a Tesla Model Y. I am not the most qualified to talk about electric vehicles. I have driven quite a few of them, but I've not personally owned any. But I have lived my whole life in the motor trade, and my dad before me and his dad before him. And I have worked for small businesses and also larger businesses. And as I've mentioned on the channel before, I did spend a time working for Mercedes-Benz, driving all of the vehicles, and I spent quite some time, 11 or 12 years in the end, owning my own Mercedes S-Class as well. and many other vehicles. So I'm no stranger to premium vehicles. I've also rebuilt cars, nut and bolt, engine rebuild, all sorts of stuff. So anyway, I wasn't going to talk about any of this. I just got waffling again. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll join me on another.